What is up, YouTube? It is your boy JoeWo, and welcome back to our More JoeWo channel. And today I'm going to be answering some questions about my life before gaming, during gaming, the whole shebang. Welcome to the channel. Let's get straight into it. So our first question we have here is, where did I grow up and what kind of town is it? And so I grew up in a small town outside of Cleveland, Ohio called Aurora, which is kind of close to Akron. So if you guys don't know, I'm from Ohio near Cleveland, and then I moved to North Carolina when I was in second grade, and that's where I've been ever since my entire life. I went to college in North Carolina, but I grew up originally in Cleveland, outside of Cleveland, a suburb called Aurora in Ohio. The next question we have here is, what are some things that I was into when I was growing up? So before I figured out anything about gaming, I was huge into sports. I actually rode dirt bikes as a kid until I was probably like 12, 13, and then I really got into basketball a ton. So I loved sports. I still try to play basketball to this day, but not as much as I would like to play. But before gaming, I loved basketball, still a big sports fan, and definitely sports. The next question we have here is, was I a good student? In high school, middle school, I feel like I was an okay student, not the best. I have a twin sister that was extremely smart. She was actually the valedictorian at our high school, got a full ride, and then there was me, the not as bright twin, but it is what it is. And so in high school, I wasn't the brightest student, but then in college, I wouldn't say I was a bad student, but I was the best procrastinator ever. So if I had a test coming up, I would study like 2 days before. I would still get good grades, but I wasn't the person that could ever like do the whole study 2 weeks before the project or do something like weeks early or months early. I was just the type of person that I was going day by day. I still got stuff done. I still got good grades. I still graduated college, but I was the person that had to do something very, very late. And I feel like it would motivate me more if I would do something later than sooner, because if I knew I was on a time crunch, then I would just get it done, and usually it was good. So I would say I was an okay student. The next question we have here is, why don't you think you got into gaming until later? And the reason why I didn't really get into gaming until later was a lot of my friends, and so in middle school, high school, we didn't really play video games at all. Like I said, I was huge into basketball, so I played travel basketball my entire life, really until college. So I was traveling every single Saturday, Sunday, even on Fridays, traveling to different states to play travel basketball. And none of my friends really played video games, so it wasn't like that cool of a thing. And obviously, like I said, I'm from North Carolina, so I feel like with gaming, the whole like gaming esports scene, it's growing now, but back then especially, it wasn't really a big thing. So I feel like definitely the reason why I didn't get into gaming until later was I just didn't really get exposed to it until college. So the next question we have here is, what was the first game I owned? And I would say the first game I owned, the first video games I really ever started playing, obviously, like I said, I enjoy basketball, so I started playing NBA 2K a ton, because in college, a lot of my friends had 2K. In high school, I remember people playing 2K too. I don't really remember if I played it back then, but obviously in college, I played a ton of 2K until I came across Call of Duty, which I'll get into later. But the next question we have here is, for someone who doesn't understand streaming, could you explain what it is? So I've had this conversation with a ton of family members or friends who don't know anything about gaming, and I basically try to explain to people that don't understand streaming as in, it's like a Netflix show that people get to talk to the main character. Now, I'm not saying I'm the main character, but that's kind of how I see it. Is obviously some people love their favorite shows, Breaking Bad, say Game of Thrones, those shows that the main character of the show gets to talk back. And obviously for some people that enjoy watching streamers, whether that's like Call of Duty, 2K, whatever it is, that they can watch those streamers and they will respond to them and they can see them live, kind of like a live performance, a live show. Obviously that's a very basic answer. Every time somebody asks me, I just try to explain it the best that I can, but it's such a crazy thing that it's usually tough. But that is the best answer that I can give usually to people who ask, what the heck is streaming? So the next question we have here is, what was the first game I was addicted to and why? And the first game I was ever addicted to was obviously Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. If you've never played that game, absolutely fire. That was my first ever Call of Duty, really, that I ever grinded. So I tried World War II some. That was at the end of the game. I didn't get to play the like jetpack COD, so I wish I got to play those games a long time ago, but my first ever game was Black Ops 4 Blackout, and that was the first game I grinded the life out of. That game was so much fun. So the next question we have here is, what's one thing you feel you do really well when you stream? And I feel like one thing that I do really well, or I try to do, is to make viewers feel appreciated. Because obviously before I started streaming, I would watch streamers, and sometimes some people would just not talk to their chat at all and just play the game. And obviously, like, if they're in like a tournament or something, like, I think that's perfectly fine. But just to play casual matches, I would see so many streamers like just ignore their chat and not respond to people. And I think that I try to do a really, really good job of responding to anybody, just saying like, yo, what's good? Like, and I think that I just try to like show them love by just being in chat and vibing. So the next question that we have here is, are you happy with what you've accomplished so far? And I guess the short answer to that would be no, because I'm always trying to grind, always trying to like improve my content. And I don't like take a step back and be like, look at what we've built. I am always just grinding. I hate time off. I hate days off. That I'm always like, I'm just trying to be the best streamer that I can be. And I feel like I'm never satisfied. I'm always just trying to freaking push forward. So I guess the short answer would be no. So the next question we have here is, what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself 2 years ago? Now, 2 years ago, I was in college, debating on whether to go to grad school to get my finance degree in Russia. Crazy story. Which means I was never going to stream again or stream a video game, Warzone, that was coming out that nobody like knew about, that nobody like knew was going to be good. So like that was a big time. And I would say advice that I could give myself 2 years ago is to appreciate every single day, because I feel like that time 2 years ago has flown by, even though it seems like some days are like slower than others, or like views aren't there, or like chat is slow, or like just like things happen, where now seeing how fast time has flown in 2 years, like something that I would say to me is appreciate every single day, because it truly is just a blessing. So for our final question here, we have, what is one piece of advice that you would want to give someone pursuing content creation seriously? And the one piece of advice that I try to give people that ask me that question is to not just stream. I have so many friends, or I see a ton of people that only stream on either Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, and they will only stream and not post anywhere else. And I think the biggest thing is to make sure that your content is reaching everywhere, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, and not just stream. Repurpose your content, your clips everywhere. I spent so much time only streaming and wondering like, wow, like I am not growing. Well, no duh. Like I spent days and days and days streaming all day and not posting that content or that crazy clip on TikTok or YouTube or wherever. And I feel like that slowed down growth so much, because until now I see how crazy like one clip can go. Say that's on a TikTok post or a shorts, or making sure that you are like doing that everywhere. So that is gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on it. If you guys are new to the More JoeWo channel and would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And obviously, if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, please do not hesitate to comment that down below. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!